Hey, I'm sitting here with Howard D. Smith. Howard D. is, are you running Winnsboro State Bank now or real close?
Currently, I'm the senior lender at the bank, but I'll be president of the bank come January of next year.
Gotcha. In Winnsboro, Louisiana. Howard D. and I have a little history. We've used him for a number of deals in the past. He's been with some other banks, and we've used him over the course of the years and developed pretty good friendship, pretty good trust in each other in terms of what we know and bounce ideas and stuff off each other. And I wanted to talk to him a little bit and let him talk to you about just lending and rural real estate, especially here in the northeast part of Louisiana, the Delta area. Howard D's probably loaned $500 million, I'm guessing. At some point we could add it all
That's
up
right.
on rural real estate, farmland, recreational land in this part of the country. So he's as good as it gets in terms of getting some good information. Howard D, tell us a little bit about just who you are, where you've been.
Okay. Like I said, I'm currently the senior lender at Winnsboro Bank. We do a lot of recreation property, commercial property, farmland property, and that's been what I've done for the past 17 years with a couple other banks. Seen it from small deals, 40 acres here, to mega 1,000 big deals. Got a lot of history dealing with individual owners, corporate owners, partnerships, out of area landowners. You name it, I think we've probably done it.
I know. I'm just thinking about some of the deals that you've done with our investment group. I mean, one of them we talked about today, just a little small deal, and we've done some real big deals too.
Correct.
So
Correct.
all different types. What you've probably seen a lot. I know you've done a lot of different deals and seen a lot of things go right, some things go wrong with deals. What do you think is probably the biggest mistake people make when they come to somebody and want to borrow money to buy land?
Biggest mistake is when people come, they don't have an understanding of what they can afford versus what they're looking at to buy. Some people may come in thinking they can afford 200 acres and can't but afford but 40, or vice versa. Have an understanding of what your net worth and your income will allow you to buy is probably the biggest hurdle.
I got you. What do people need? Let's say somebody, because we do a lot of first-time land buyers. People, finally got a little chunk of cash and they're tired of being in a hunting club, a hunting lease, and they want to buy their own place, and they come to you and it's their first deal. What do people need to have when they show up in your office?
First deal is have an idea of what they could afford to put down in cash or another real estate for collateral. That's a big hurdle. Know what their income and expenses are. It's really that simple. You can give somebody your tax return and a financial statement, and within an hour, a good lender should be able to produce to you what you can afford to buy. It's not especially on small deals, it's not that hard to figure that out. But that's the basic principles.
Well, I have a lot of people ask me, Pat, how much cash I got to have down? Because
That's a big deal.
People aren't dumb; they understand that there's going to have to be some cash in the deal. And I say, hey, listen, you need to talk to the lender, and I give them 3 or 4 names or people that we recommend. Your name's always on the list. And I say, but hey, in our experience, you're going to at least need to be 15, 20, 25% down. Is that, tell me where it's different?
15-20% on small deals usually gets it done. If it's a large recreation tract, for sure you may be towards 25. 20% is kind of an industry standard.
Okay. Well, that's kind of what I've been telling people. So it's because of our experience.
That's
so,
right. That's
yeah.
right. The bigger down payment, the easier it is to get the loan.
I got you.
It just puts the bank in a better collateral position.
What's the oddest thing you've seen lending money on land?
Ooh.
Without naming names now. Don't name names.
Oddest thing.
Weirdest thing, oddest thing. Putting you on the spot here, but
I've seen people buy land or make an agreement to buy land. Let's use that instead of actually buying it. And once we get the title search done, come to find out the people that thought they owned the property didn't own it. I've seen that a couple times.
you just loaned the money anyway, didn't you?
I didn't. We shut her down right there. But you work for a couple months on putting a deal together to go back to the seller and say, according to our attorney, you don't even own this. Nor did the people that sold it to you.
Yeah. We've got a deal. One of my agents on the other side of this wall right here has got a deal in Lincoln Parish to the final deal. I mean, he was doing title work and found a document where he had, I won't get into the details so people can't put 2 and 2 together, but where he had conveyed his property to somebody else, and he didn't anyway, short answer, he didn't own the land that he was just about to sell to another gentleman. So
You can see
it happened.
Between that, the other issues are family squabbles. Had two brothers owned a fine piece of hunting ground one time, and they had a business that didn't go well, and got a call from the brother one day, said, I hate my brother, I want him to go to jail, and I want you to foreclose on him. And I said, well, how do I foreclose on him without foreclosing on you? He said, I don't care if you foreclose on me either, as long as it hurts you. So you see some wild things like that.
I guess so.
Yeah.
What's because this is the kind of stuff I always ask you when we're just visiting anyway. But what's your forecast? What's the Howard D. Smith forecast for recreational land, timberland, farmland going forward?
Farmland still has lots of cash buyers that are generally not from maybe North Louisiana. Could be from South Louisiana. Could be from up the country where farmland's higher. Strong demand, although the ag market itself is very weak as far as commodity prices and in production. Timberland, I think timber's doing pretty well. I hadn't checked the price of timber just real recently, but the home building is strong. Markets for hill ground has held its own. It's not slid like it used to be 10, 15 years ago. Recreation, good recreation will bring top dollar just about any time. Marginal recreation has seen a lower demand, namely because of, I think, the oil market being so weak. The South Louisiana people quit coming to buy it. If it's good stuff, it'll settle neatly. If it's just average stuff, it stays on the market a little longer.
Yeah, that's what we tell people.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: you've seen here in this part of the country where we are. You've seen recreational land prices. You've seen a big swing. Yeah. Going back to the very early days when you were fresh out of, and then where you are today, what's driven the recreation price? Because it hadn't always been like this. People blame guys like us for driving up the recreation prices. Where do you put your finger on it?
I don't know that I exactly know why. I do believe that it was a generational thing where people used to hunt together as groups, and that was a way of growing up. You hunted with that group on that piece of land, and as the generation turned over, maybe my generation, my daddy's, they didn't want to do that anymore. And then there's a lot of public land hunting in North Louisiana, and most locals don't like that at all. They're a little scared. There's been some deaths on those for shooting accidents, and people got out and went to look buying their own. They consider the cost of the lease that they spend every year. They consider that like a rent where there's no real long-term investment, and they want to own their own.
Yeah.
They want to secure a place that they can take their kids and grandkids versus trying to go out and navigate the public lands.
Right.
But I've seen it go from $500 an acre. I remember the first stuff we did, $500-600 an acre. To there's some recreation property now that bring over $5,000 an acre.
Yeah. Well, I know that when our history started, I don't know, about 10 years ago, and you and I have a real dear friend together, common friend. You know who I'm talking about. There's tracts that we looked at with him that we could have bought then $600-700 an acre. That you can't touch it, and that's just been 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Used to, they just didn't think there was real value in hunting. It was either farmland or timberland. If you couldn't get income from it, they considered it very weak value.
Yeah.
And it was over this last 10 or 15 years where people went to putting a value on the recreation part of it. I mean, go ask any of your sporting goods stores what premium they get for products they enjoy for hunting and playing versus tools you work with. There is a premium because you're enjoying yourself, and it doesn't matter the cost of it. We're gonna spend the money to enjoy.
Yeah. One thing before I let you go that fits with that, I've got a number of foresters. I think there's 7 foresters. We got 30 plus agents now, and so they grew up looking at land as dirt and inventory. Dirt and inventory. And boys, there's another value. You got recreational, you got dirt, inventory, and recreational value, and tangible value that you can put for recreation, just like you can for timber inventory and for bare dirt value.
Correct.
And
value, and that's hard, but you're exactly right.
Yeah.
They grew up thinking that pine timber was worth so much a foot, and everything, the dirt's worth X.
And that's the total value of the land.
That's it.
Well, there's one more component.
A lot more. We like to tell folks when they cut timber, make sure you leave some deer management timber. But what is deer management timber? It's a tree here, there, and yonder that you can put a stand on and hide behind. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Hang a stand on it.
That's
Exactly.
right. That's right.
Hey, can I tell people where to get in touch with you? Can I put the information?
Absolutely.
Your information?
Absolutely.
So, Howard D. Smith, Winnsboro State Bank. His contact information will be down in the description. Feel free to touch base with him, and he'll take good care of you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Bye.